Development logs. We'll start with the short one. Domination mode with updated settings. In update 14.5. Wait, that's next patch. That's next patch. That's very soon. In update 14.5, we will have changes to domination mode in random battles, building on previous improvements. Will help to reduce the number of cases of battles ending too quickly. Okay, but the problem is they will still be blowouts. Like, if you manually extend a match, it doesn't improve the quality of the match. Like, the reason game ends quickly is because one team loses 6 ships instantly, and then the game ends, making it so that the team that loses 6 ships will still be stuck in the battle for longer isn't going to change the nature or the quality of the game. It's still going to be a blowout. It's just going to be a drawn-out blowout. Like, this is kind of a patchwork fix to a problem. The updated settings are as follows. Starting number of points at the beginning of the battle, 150. Points for destroying an enemy, plus 40. Points for losing a ship, minus 25. Wait, isn't this... What is the loss now? Minus 35 for big ships, I think. Is it minus 35? No. I think it might be minus 35 right now. This seems very similar. But I think the big deal here is they're reducing. I think you get 45 and you lose 35. I'm not 100% sure. I think it depended on what ship type you were killing. If you killed big ships, it was bigger loss. Bigger loss. Yeah, it was class dependent, wasn't it? BBs and CVs, losing them was a huge points loss. These settings will be active for free control area domination mode. New Dawn, Fault Line, Shards, Trident, Neighbors, Crash and Alpha, Northern Warren, and Faroe Islands. Will serve as an additional mode on some map. Okay. I guess I will work on this. Okay, once again, this will prevent the game from being instantly over, but I don't feel like it's going to do much to improve the quality of the game, because let's face it, if you're down 6 ships and you get zeroed, it's not a game you really want to stay in as the losing team. Like, okay, you lost 6 ships, you still have points, so the game goes on, but you have lost half your team and you're getting zeroed from everywhere and just fucked. I guess it will give you an extremely rare chance at some sort of comeback, but that's highly sketch. I'm not sure if this... the ones that will benefit the most from this is the very good players who now, when their team collapses, have a chance to farm a bit more damage before the game ends. Those are the ones that are going to benefit the most. For the average player, this is going to have no impact except forcing you to stay in a battle that is basically lost. So the benefit is going to be pretty non-existent. Why are points awarded or deducted at all when the team is already losing a ship anyway? Isn't that disadvantage enough? That's a separate discussion. But that's a separate discussion. They do want the games to be pretty fast-paced, so... More gang-winnable games, maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's see. Now then, the big blog. 14.6. So, not next patch, the one after that. New ships. Dev blog. Wait, they're not even saying development blog, they just say dev blog now. God bless. Captains, we're pleased to announce the newest branch of researchable ships coming to the game. German heavy cruisers. That is pretty... But wait, we already have German heavy cruisers. Isn't that what the Hindenburg line is? Hindenburg Clausewitz? Isn't that heavy cruisers? This is like they want to make another German line, but they don't want to look like they're copying Leicester's homework, so they don't want to do a German light cruiser line. So we get a second German heavy cruiser line. Interesting. This branch will start at tier 6 and consist of 5 ships. Deutschland, Admiral Scheer, Knesebeck, Manteuffel, and Prinz Adalbert. Yo, Adalbert Schneider is finally in the game. Holy shit. Oh my god. Wargaming recognizes him. God bless. Along with the release of this branch, we are introducing an often requested mechanic. Manual control of your secondary battery. What the fuck? This feature will launch with the new German cruisers starting from a tier 8 Knesebeck and above, but that does not mean it will be solely a feature of this line, as other ships in the future may also benefit from this new ability. Interesting. Important elements to note when controlling secondary batteries. You will be able to swap between main and secondary battery controls, like you do with other types of armament, for example, between main battery guns and torpedoes. Okay, so they basically just code it as another new armament. When they're not being manually controlled, they act the same way as other secondary batteries. Your main guns will track the crosshair while you're operating the secondary battery. Okay, I don't think they... Remember when they first introduced ASW, the plane-based ASW, and they promised us we'll be able to control it independently of the guns. Because a common complaint is, you're playing your ship, you got a ship you want to shoot here, and a sub you want to drop here. Every time you line up ASW on the sub, or here, your guns turn, and it's super annoying. Unless you're literally locking them on sector, your guns turn where you're dropping ASW. And they promised they'd separate that. They at one point said they were going to do it, but they never spoke of it again. So at this point, I'm pretty sure they don't know how to code that. They just don't know how to separate them. It makes a lot more sense for a secondary battery to follow where your main guns are going. Kinda. But there will also be situations where you have a DD on your side you want to shoot with your secondaries, and you have a cruiser you want to be shooting with your main guns. And trying to control both is going to suck, because they will be locked together. So benefits and disadvantages to this. When switching to manual control of your secondaries, their characteristics may change compared to automatic mode. For these cruisers, this results in a small buff to the range of secondary guns. While manual control is active, the secondary mounts that don't have an angle of fire on the crosshair will not automatically target or fire upon enemy ships. Okay, fair enough. No changes to skills or signals. List Siren mode horde has this. It's pretty chaotic. Yeah, I posted some bits on that. It's pretty fun, but it's a lot, especially when you're playing ships that have main guns, manual secondaries, and then torpedoes. So you're switching between free armament with fairly short reloads. It's a lot of... I wonder how the boomers will manage this one. I think Wargaming's reaction will be probably to buff them into Narnia. Or they will keep them as shit, because it's a German line. So the German line, like, Wargaming has proven that German ships don't actually need to be good for them to be popular in World of Warships. Like, look at GK, look at Preußen, like, look at their dockyards like Odin and all of these. Like, German ships can be shit, and people will still play them, and people will still pay for them. So there's really no pressure on them to actually make this line good if they don't wanna. People will still play and pay for them, guaranteed. Let's take a closer look at the new line. Compared to the existing branch of German cruisers, these ships will specialize in close-quarter combat through their large but relatively short-range main guns and their improved secondary batteries. Okay, you need a lot more than that to brawl in World Warships, though, because you have added some very heavy anti-pushing classes into the game, like subs and CVs. Combined with the typical German traits of improved HE pen and Hydro, as well as their solid protection, these ships will be able to take the fight to the enemy despite their large size and poor handling for cruisers. This tells me subs will love these things. Again, it's like Wargaming doesn't mention or talk about the fact that subs are the hardest anti-pushing class in the game. And if you put a cruiser with poor handling, that means they suffer with cruiser homing from subs, but they can't dodge, which is the only way to deal with subs is to dodge the torps. So that's This is very cool, though. Secondary battery high explosive HE shell, so it's a separate ammunition type. Maximum range in manual 10.3, maximum range in automatic 9.5. This is without the module that adds the 20% range and 20% better dispersion, though. So wait, are we talking 12.5 on the tier 9 with manual? And this is without the signal as well. Wait, this is gonna have like 13 km range or some shit. This is gonna have like 13 km range with manual secondaries. Interesting. That's kind of crazy. Okay. So he switches here to the manual secondaries, and you can see them here shooting. Okay, interesting. Sure, it's the concept is interesting. Module might not work. I don't know. The German cruiser Deutschland. The first member of the famed German pocket battleship, an advanced hull design with extensive use of welding, the diesel engines instead of conventional turbine power. Okay, so they have 283mm guns. Fair enough. Big for a cruiser, like, but not very impressive otherwise. At T6, though, 283 is pretty impressive because you overmatch 90mm, which I think is a lot of cruiser. That's most of the cruiser armor at the tier, I think. Please note her model is still undergoing development. We'll use a different model, Admiral Reinhardt. Okay, so this is a holding model. Sister ship to Graf Spee. We have, okay, this thing does not have any bid on it. Admiral ship, okay. Okay, wait, let's look at the stats here. 31.4k HP. What? That's not what, but how is that a... Graf Spee has almost 40k health. And this is supposed to be a secondary ship, and it has 31.4. It also burns for 60, and it's got 25mm plating. What? How does that work? This thing has less health than a Kick doing. The kitchen, the Dutch cruiser kitchen, has 32k. Aoba has 31.9k, and no one in their right minds would call the Aoba a brawling ship. And this thing has less health than an Aoba, a cruiser from 2015 that is most certainly not designed for brawling. So, that's interesting. Main foreign battle, 15.8, okay. 23-second reload. 23-second reload. Graf Spee has... What does Graf Spee has? 20-second reload. So worse reload than Graf Spee by 3 seconds. Worse range than Graf Spee as well. Dispersion is worse than Graf Spee as well. Significantly worse. Wait, this is like 181 at 16. Isn't that like pretty terrible? Am I missing something? Isn't that pretty terrible? What am I missing? Isn't that pretty terrible? It's literally Graf Spee. It's literally Graf Spee dispersion. The AP alpha I think is less as well. Isn't Graf Spee 8 point something? 8.1? Okay, so and you have torps, and wait, you have some secondaries, you have terrible AA, 28 knots, 12.8 conceal. 11.5. I mean, this thing seems... Okay, so you have fast DCP. That's the benefit. Fast DCP, looks like standard heal, Hydra. This thing looks significantly worse than Graf Spee. Does the extra turret make it more fair? What do I mean extra turret? It's 2x3. It's 2x3. This thing looks objectively significantly worse than Graf Spee. It's got almost 30% less health than Graf Spee. It has less DPM, less range, less alpha. It has the secondaries, but they are 5.6 cam base, which is kind of dreadful. The AA is not really relevant, and nothing in the stats are anything special. The fast DCP is nice, but I don't think it makes up for all the weaknesses. Yeah, not sure about that one. German cruiser Admiral Scheer. This looks like a Grafspe hull, but it's like, is it stretched? The superstructure is different. Kind of reminds me of Zetan or maybe Shill or something superstructure. So I guess it's like combined. They took a different superstructure and put it on a different hull. What did they do with this thing? Same superstructure as Spe? Is it? Let's look at some Germans here. No, it's different. It's different. Well, a bit different. They're like it is different. It is different. It's definitely different. It's different. What the turret thing reminded a bit of, or superstructure reminded a bit of. Not quite. They removed the spotlight. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. I mean, actual ship to 38.9k at tier 7. Okay. 38.9k health at tier 7. Again, for supposed brawling line, I don't feel like the health pools are very impressive. Like, you have less HP than a Miyako. Again, 2x3. 2x3, 283. 23-second reload. 23-second reload. Is that not pretty awful at tier 7 at this point? You get the same alpha as the Graf Spare now. Isn't it 8.4? It was 8 point something. The hell is my Graf Spare? Yeah, 8.4. So you finally get the same alpha at tier 7, not tier 6. But your reload is still worse. It's 23 instead of 20. So 15% worse. I mean, I guess it's a concept here that you'll overmatch, like, you'll overmatch these guys, so that's the argument. I'll overmatch this part, so the argument is that that's good enough. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem that impressive though. Like DPM wise, this is kind of rough. ASW 2x4 torps, looks like the standard 8 torps. They're pretty good. They're pretty good for the tier. Like pretty good brawling torps. They're probably gonna be parked in the back though. Yeah, they're probably here. That's the main issue. That's Grafspe's main weakness is, and the same issue that line is going to have is the torp tips are back here. So when you're going for the drive-by, you launch them like this, plus the travel time of the torps launching. So by the time you actually launch this, both of the ships have already done their drive-by. So he's gotten to shoot your broadside, you've gotten to shoot his, and only then do torps become relevant. So best bet is like torp and then turn in and hope he doesn't turn in as well. It's just they're in a bad position for brawling. They're much better when you're kiting away. So it is a weakness to have them so far in the back. But yeah, no, the stats are not very impressive. Secondaries 6.3 cam range, okay. 2.2 second reload, 3x2. So they will have some, they will give you some extra DPM here. But you will need to close into, with 25mm plating, you will need to close into brawling range in this thing. Your AA is dreadful, which is pretty rough, like really, really dreadful. You have the fast DCP, which will help some. There's the heal. So how much are you healing? You're healing 28 times 194.5. And then you run heal flag. You can heal 6.5k, and with Superintendent you can heal 4 times, 26k. So some pretty okay sustain. The cooldown is long, of course, so you have some pretty good sustain to get extra there. 5.5 Hydro is also good for the tier. But it's not gonna be easy to close the distance. Carriers will kind of love dropping you because you have no fucking anti-air. Like, no anti-air. So carriers will love torturing you. And the fact that the battleships at this tier will easily start overmatching 25. The 6.3 km range is interesting. How much is it? 20% you can add to it? It's not going to be very relevant. You can't improve the accuracy, but you can do manual. Or do you have manual accuracy? No, you don't have it until what, tier 8? So far, the tier 6 and tier 7 are... They look like ranked ships, maybe, at best. German cruiser Knesebeck. Okay. Looks odd. Tier 8 Knesebeck. A hypothetical version of the P-class design with 305mm mine-barrier guns, which were considered in the 1930s as a promising armament for new ships. Oh, we have vids on this. What? The videos on the share from Nater, he posted in Discord. Man, those old ass looking secondaries, but I mean, I guess the manual control. No, wait, you don't have manual control yet, do you? I should keep an eye out where the torp tubes were. Where were the torp tubes? Do we see them here? Can we see the ship from behind? Oh yeah, here they are at the very back. Same kind of setup. Same kind of setup. What about the Knesebeck? God, that thing looks ugly though. That superstructure looks awful. Some big caliber secondaries on him. So this is the tier 8, huh? Okay, so this is the T8. 49.4k HP. Okay, so we're starting to actually have some health on these things. The health is starting to actually be like, instead of being in the dogshit tiers, this is pretty close to the top tier for tier 8 cruisers. We have Congress and Cherbourg with more health. But besides that, this thing has a lot of health. 27mm armor though. Almost Odin health. Yeah, it kind of is almost Odin health. 27mm armor. So you can bounce 380s, but you don't bounce 400mm or larger. So you can bounce a fair bit of ships at the tier, but there's going to be a fair bit that overmatches you as well. 60-second fires is... Yeah, it's the same as other German heavy cruiser. It's like, it's not anything special so far. Still 2x free. Still 23-second reload. Oof. The signal's gone up, the range gone up, but like... And the AP alpha's gone up, but like... It's still 6 guns with 23-second reload. 305s now, yeah, but it doesn't really change much in terms of overmatch. It doesn't really change much in terms of overmatch. Like, doing 305 divided by 43, like you match 21 instead of 19. I guess it's somewhat relevant, but not highly relevant for him. So here's 10 torps. We get a bit more range. A bit more alpha. Okay, secondaries now are 7.6. So wait. Yeah, the problem is light cruisers have 25mm of plating, so you're only overmatching the super lights, which isn't really that much. 147k APDPM, yeah, it's not incredible. Especially since it's not cruiser dispersion, it's battle cruiser dispersion, so you can't really even compare it to cruisers in that sense. But 7.6 km range, so wait, how much range is it you can build on these things? How much range can you build on these things? Can you even build much? Wait, is that a shield though? I just realized. Wait, hold on. Oh, it kinda is a shield, isn't it? I'm looking at this. Oh. They're using the fisheye lens thing again as always. For some fucking reason, they love using that, but yeah, it's a shield. Secondaries are slightly different. It's got different secondaries on it. My shield is 283, so these are 3 of 5 turrets instead. Yeah. Anyway, so pretty straightforward copy pasta. I mean, we don't really expect much else. So secondary is what? 7.6. So wait, this shield already has 8 km range on secondaries. Why does it have more? Oh, you get 5% from this one. You could get 20% on this one. Wait, if this mount is it the same 7.6? Yeah, it's the same 7.6. So what secondary range can we really reach on that? It's kind of rough though that you give up main dispersion on battlecruiser guns. Like this is gonna nerf you even fucking harder when it comes to main guns. So this will give us 9-1. And then our commander could give us... How much is it we can get? We could get another 20%. So we'll end up with 11. Almost 11. And with the flag... Flag gives us... How much? 5. Yeah, we'll get to like what? 11 point something. 11 point something. So in other words, you have to kind of be on top of it. You kind of at tier 8, that means you kind of have to be on top of it to reach them. So 4.6 reload. These things pen a lot though, 38 and 32. So you don't need any IFHE on this thing. They auto pen everything. That's pretty interesting. You can't really build for them though. So you have to what? Manual aim them? Can we manual aim them? How's the AA? Short range is terrible, mid range is terrible, long range is terrible, but you have 6 flak. So really the only saving grace here is they give you 6 flak with 90% accuracy. The problem is of course Wargaming talks about removing flak. Because like if you take away the flak on this thing, you're stuck with 112 and 126 mid and long range, which is awful. Awful, like absolutely mind-numbingly garbage. So the only saving grace here is the flak, and Wargaming is talking about removing the flak. So this one is pretty... It's hard to judge the AA right now, because like the only thing keeping this thing from being dog shit is this, and Wargaming wants to remove this. I don't know about that one. Maximum speed 32.5. Not great if you want to push in and brawl. Rudder shift 12.4. 12.4? Really? Why do BBs these days straight up have like better rudders? Daily reminder that Ipiranga has 12.1 rudder. And Ipiranga is a brawling battleship. So why does a brawling cruiser have 12.4? Can someone explain? Even fucking Lenin, which is a tanky Soviet battleship, has a 13.5 second rudder. So 12.4 on a cruiser is pretty rough. That is pretty fucking rough. Surface detect 13.9. 11.3. 11.3 conceal is pretty good. Yeah, they claim that manual secondaries will get a range boost. So that's literally why we're looking at the range now, and we didn't look at it earlier. Pass DCP, always good. Superintendent gives you 5 of these. Repair party. Okay, so how much are we healing with this thing now? 28, 2, 4, 7, 6.9. We run heal flag. 8k. And you'll be running Superintendent for the DCP on that. So 33k potential healing. Not incredible, but like not bad either. The heal is always good. Tier 8 with heal already makes you stand out as a cruiser. 6 cam Hydra, always good. Defensive AA, again, you're not gonna run that on a German ship. Despite that you kind of do need it if you want to. Yeah, I know, you need Hydra more because of subs. I don't know. Depends on what kind of accuracy we're dealing with the secondaries and how well they will. It's going to be very much secondary you have to rely on. Like if you have to get broadside to use all your guns, this massive hull is just going to eat shit. I'm also kind of worried how easy this thing is going to be to kite and HE spam. It does 32.5. It has no extra speed at all. 32.5 with no extra speed at all. That's not great. Like, a lot of BBs are faster than this thing, which is rough. Like, mini cruisers are faster than this thing as well. You're basically as fast as Cleveland or Baltimore, and these are very slow ships. So, God forbid you run into anything fast, and you're just gonna be kited to Narnia, but I don't know. No spotter, no fighter, no. No spotter, no fighter either. Thank you, Akatsuki, for the 29. And thank you, Midori, for the tier 257 and Kroza for the 16, in case I missed any of those. Kind of new, all new ships are... It's interesting that they're basically building this line upon the Graf Spee, but the Graf Spee has a 45-second fire, as Adalbert mentioned, and this thing has 60-second. Subs are going to be extra torturous, though, because subs are going to be so much faster than this thing, and subs are going to love... subs are going to love torping this thing because it handles pretty poorly. So it's slow and handles poorly. Like, subs are really going to enjoy fucking with this thing, I think. German cruiser Manteuffel. Okay. How does this thing look? We finally get more guns. We finally get more guns. So there's a double turret in the back. Wait, or do we get more guns? Are we still stuck with 6 guns? Are we still stuck with 6 guns? Okay, interesting. Manteuffel. A large ship that could be seen as a transitional. 6,350. 6,350. Okay. So at 350 at tier 9. 350 divided by 14.3. We don't damage 25, which is the important thing. So we still only... The only relevant armor we overmatch is still super lights. We don't overmatch light cruisers. So a nosing Worcester basically ignores us. A nosing Cleveland ignores us. Anything with 25 ignores us. The cruiser was named in honor of General Feldmarschall Edwin von Manteuffel, and one of the most famous German commanders of the Franco-Prussian War. Manteuffel. Let's see, what are we talking about here? Let's see, ship parameters. It's just pretty high in the water. It does. It has a lot of superstructure. Cruiser. So what kind of health? 59.3. That's a fair bit of health. That is, in fact, exactly the health pool of the Schroeder. I somehow suspect this might not be a coincidence that it has the exact health pool. I wish I had a Schroeder here so I could compare it, but yeah, it's not going to be quite the Schroeder hull, is it? No, not quite. But yeah. I wish I had, but still, 59.3k health. That is, well, that is the Schroeder health pool, to put it exactly. That still means you have less health than the likes of Alaska's, Siegfried's, Aegir's, Viasmus, Michelangelo's, Carrot, Kronstadt. But 59.3 is still a lot of health for a tier 9 cruiser. 27mm plating, not great at tier 9. Not great at tier 9. You're starting to run into a lot of battleships that have or 400mm guns or larger. So, in fact, of the ships at just tier 9, you can already be overmatched by... How many? can already be overmatched by 34 battleships. 34 battleships out of 49 now overmatch your armor. So your 27mm armor is starting to become highly irrelevant. And of course, you're not just going to face tier 9s, you're going to face a lot higher than that. But it's a pretty brutal number. 34 out of 49. Now ignore your plating. Not great. Not great. Still burning 60 seconds. So we have 3 X2 guns. 17.6 km range. 25-second reload. It's always the lowest plating mentioned. We don't know if it finally has some icebreaker. Bro, you think they would actually give some sort of O-class icebreaker to these things? Doubtful. Doubtful. It's German. 350 is nice though. Why? What makes 350 special? "25-second reload is pretty brutal. 196 minutes. Thank you, Zero. I appreciate the correct. Thank you for the 25. And thank you, Zero, for the 7. But yeah, where does this put us in terms of dispersion? What is 17.6 km range? That puts us at 196. Yeah, it's the same Aegir dispersion. It's the same Aegir dispersion. But you have 2.1 sigma instead of 2.05. That is not much of an advantage considering the brutality of the reload. That is not much of an advantage considering that. Torps are the same as earlier. Secondaries are now 8 kilometers. So, thank you, Frosting Motion, for the 17 months. So, you can build, what, into 12.5 range now? I think I get something like that. Or no, it's 12. It's a 12.0. I think it's 12.0. But then, of course, you'll have the manual secondaries, which will probably buff it a bit. Maybe even a kilometer, so you might reach 13 kilometers. So obviously the selling point is going to be to try to use these secondaries. So at this point, it's kind of like you want to ignore the main guns because they seem so irrelevant. You want to sail this hull close enough that you can start kind of unloading on the target with these light caliber guns. Basically, you want to unload with the light cruiser guns from your heavy German hull. Basically, manual secondaries. You want to, that's how you play these things, and you kind of ignore your main guns in favor of using these. That has to be the play style. Obviously, easier said than done, but that is how you will make this work. The 32 and 38mm pen is very nice, and I assume the DPM on these things is going to be quite good because of the reload. Because you're shooting both of them, so it's pretty nice. AA, dreadful. Again, dreadful. The continuous, but the saving grace is the 6 flak. But once again, Wargaming wants to remove 6 flak. Well, it's supposed to remove all the flaks, so that's kind of terrible. 4.1 second reload on 128 isn't great though. I mean, it's not incredible, but you have a fair few of them, and then you have the 150s as well. I mean, it's not going to be anything insane, but I guess you shoot main guns and then you spam secondaries, and then whenever main guns reload, you switch to them. I don't know. I don't know. It's a bit, I don't know. So again, it's very slow though. 32.5 is getting kind of rough. 32.5 is getting kind of rough. In general, a lot of these stats are getting kind of rough. Because a 32.5 speed, that means you're slower than Iowa. That's not great. Iowa does 33. Alsace does 32. But Alsace has a speed boost. Ruprecht does 32. But they can all build brisk for speed. So you're kind of fucking slow for a cruiser. Your rudder is also 13.6, which is not great. Valparaiso has 9.7, Los Andes has 13 second shift, Iwami has 14.1 second rudder shift. So you're sitting at 13.6 and you're slow and you're sitting at this, and your turning circle is 840 meters, which also isn't incredible. That's Prince Ruprecht turning circle. So Nothing in the handling looks particularly nice, especially when you consider that this is a cruiser, which means cruiser homing for subs. So you have to deal with cruiser homing on a hull that kind of handles battleship-esque. Not great, not great. 14.5 conceal. You get 11.7. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. You have the same concealment as Victoria. Funny thing, Carl Johan has 13 kilometer conceal, by the way. So if you compare this Carl Johan that has 13 km conceal and Torp's gun secondaries are all better than this thing, it's a bit oof, but let's not compare it to that thing. Heal, okay. Looks like very standard heals on those things. Almost 10k heal, and you'll heal 4 times, so about 40k, right? Yeah, about 40k. Fast DCP is like the biggest saving grace of these guys in terms of survivability, because other than that, they seem pretty juicy to farm. Thank you, Sobermat, for the 13. Cruisers with limited DCP has proven to be pretty rough to play. Anyone who's played Sevastopol knows that having 5 DCPs on a cruiser is not a lot. Like, you go through those pretty goddamn quick. Someone sets a fire just as you're going behind an island, you want to DCP it, you don't want to eat the full fire because it's a fair bit of damage, especially since this thing burns for 60 seconds. So you're going to be blowing through a lot of these DCPs on random shit. And then when you need them, you're low on them. It's... The limited DCP is rough. The limited DCP, there's a lot of things that are kind of rough here. The handling is kind of rough. The limited DCP is kind of rough. The DPM on the main guns is pretty rough, but I guess it's supposed to be a secondary one. There's a lot of things I'm a bit sketchy about. Every ship with limited DCP is rough. It kind of depends. Ships like they really can go in, like Schlieffen and shit. It's fine. It works fine. It suits the ship, suits the class, but on these cruisers, because you can't build fire prevention either. You gotta remember, you're burning for 60 seconds, but you can't build fire prevention, which means you're gonna be set on a fuck ton of fires, and they're gonna do a ton of damage if you don't DCP them. So you're forced to cycle a lot of them. It's... Not being able to build fire prevention is like brutal for these things. And then we get the... Oh, that's the wrong one. Where's the Prinz Adalbert? There's the Prinz Adalbert. Yeah, if you have to DCP sub-pigs as well because of the homing, because you can't dodge them, it's like, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on your DCP. Big secondary guns, really big secondary guns. The torps are in the back again, but secondary guns are big. I don't know if the plate might be a plating here. Might be an icebreaker here. I wonder if this kind of looks like there's an extra plating here. I don't know. Hard to tell. But we now actually appear to have something resembling main gun power. Because we have 9 guns. Fair enough. We have 9 guns. Prinz Adalbert. Is this an Anhalt? Bro, guys, remember when we got unique models? Surely it's not just an Anhalt. Nah, not the superstructure. The turrets are clearly Anhalt. And the superstructure is... The turrets are Anhalt now. Anhalt guns, but I don't think the rest of it. It's a superstructure. The hull is not Anhalt. It's some combination. But like, I can't think of a ship I would want guns from less than Anhalt. Anhalt guns are fucking dog shit. So I hope it's not straight up Anhalt guns, because Anhalt guns are actual fucking dog shit. So I'm a bit worried that they're giving it Anhalt guns, because fuck, those guns are trash. Okay. So what are we dealing with here? 63.9k HP. Where does that place it? It places us at Hildebrand? Less than Moskva, less than Marseille, less than Puerto Rico, Stalingrad, and Verbisi. But Verbisi shouldn't count. Verbisi is too retarded. Interesting. 27 at tier 10. I really hope it has an icebreaker. I really hope it has an icebreaker. Because 20. I wonder what deck. Like. It better. Maybe if the deck armor is better than 30. But if it's like 27 and all 30, that's gonna be rough. I hope it's not like that. I hope it's something else. Because like 27 in itself is not great, especially on a slow ship. Like if you're a fast ship where you can juke, you can throw off the aim and stuff, it's not that bad. But if you're a slow, clunky motherfucker trying to push in and you got an unmatchable bow and you're a cruiser, which BBs love clicking cruisers, you're not gonna have a very good time. 60-second fire still. Okay, 3x3, 350s. With 18.2k range. 815. 27-second reload. Whew. $815, $1050. Please don't be unhulled guns. 815, 9.5k. 815 does seem like the exact same shell velocity. It's gonna be unhulled guns, isn't it? Please don't fucking be bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of rough. Like, unhulled guns are, in terms of pen, they're here. 277mm pen at 15. 277 at 15. Where does that 250, 207, what was it, 255? 277 at 15. So compared to cruisers, you're here. You have less pen than Napoli. And you have less pen than all of these cruiser guns. All of these. All of these. So if it's unhulled guns, well, you're basically barely better than Tallinn. Despite being 350mm guns, unhulled guns are fucking dog shit. They're like fucking dog shit. So I really hope it's not gonna. It has the unhulled guns and the unhulled shell velocity, but I hope they do some fucking wargaming magic on them, because otherwise, well, a fucking Riga is gonna have better pen than you do, significantly better actually, like 10% better pen than you do. Ibk, Andalusian, like Moskva, Gutenlu, Schill, Commissar, like all of them are gonna leave you in the dust, and these are 305mm guns. So being 350 doesn't magically mean that your guns will be good, because unhulled guns are so fucking bad. Unhulled guns are so fucking bad. Like, the fact that people voluntarily play unhulled baffles me, because that shit is so fucking trash. Mostly because the guns being so ass. They're actually so ass. So, a battlecruiser dispersion with 27-second reload and that pen. I don't know. Not that impressive. Not that impressive. Torpedoes, 2x5. Yes, you get 5 per side. They're like pretty good YOLO torps. Have you seen unhulled players on a user? Yeah, you see them all the time, bro. It's like people voluntarily play that thing. It's crazy to me. Like, no one forces them, they want to play that thing. Don't ask me why, man. Don't ask me why. Like, the only way you can do anything in that is to play Kite and HE spam, but even then it's like, why are you doing that in a battleship? So here's the secondary. So I guess you get 12.5, and then you can build, within using manually, get extra. extra range on them. Didn't it say, will this line have improved pen angles? Will it? No, I don't think so. No, nothing about improved pen angles. That would be a significant increase, but they don't have that. No, nothing about that. I don't know where you pulled that from. Nothing about that. Nothing about that. But yeah, the secondary is 3.6 second reload on 9x128. How many do you have per side? 4? Maybe there's one in the back, so you can get maybe 5 of these per side. And then you get, I guess, 2 of these maybe shooting. Yeah, you get 2 of these shooting per side. I don't know how much DPM that will be. I mean, that has to be the saving grace. These manual secondaries have to be the saving grace, because so far, not a whole lot to cheer about here. AA, holy shit, 130 DPS long range. Only saving grace, once again, flag. The one thing Wargaming, for some fucking reason, well, not for some fucking reason, they want to make it more retard proof for carrier players, but they want to remove flag. So, this is not gonna last, which is scary. Scary. Maximum speed 33 knots. That makes you the 8th slowest cruiser at tier 10. Shared place, 8th slowest cruiser. Shared with Varese and Goliath. So you're as fast as Goliath. Jesus, you're actually as fast as Goliath. Fuck, that's not great. That's really not great. Turning circle radius 900 meters. That is 12th worse. Puerto Rico is 910. Hildebrand is 880. So you turn worse than a Hildebrand. Not great. Rudder shift is 14.1, which is 5th worst. It's the same as Hildebrand's, actually. Exactly the same as Hildebrand's. At tier 10, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 battleships that turn better than you do. Not great. Not great. I'm gonna assume it also gets bad acceleration, because it's gonna be the same. So the handling is brutal for a ship that Wargaming thinks you need to push into. Like, it's very, very brutal to push in with this thing. You burn for 60 seconds, you can't build fire prevention. You have an overmatchable bow. Don't know what else is going to be overmatchable. They don't tell us. But if the deck armor or upper belt is 30, it's going to be even more brutal. Your AA only relies entirely on the flak, which Wargaming wants to remove. You are one of the slowest cruisers of the tier. Your handling is pretty dreadful for a cruiser, especially since you're probably going to have to build prop mod on this thing. 11.9 conceal. 11.9 conceal. It's not dreadful, but it's certainly not something great either. It's Yoshino conceal. It's Yoshino conceal. Yoshino has better conceal than this thing and better rudder shift than this thing. Yoshino almost has the same health as well. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. That's not great. Fast DCP again, which not great. I mean, I feel like if they give me more charges, it would be very good. But on a cruiser, you tend to run through this very, like in long games. Oh, it's gonna be so rough. Like, this is gonna be such a run-in, hope for the best kind of ship. Because if you have to do a long match in this thing, you're gonna run out of these, and then you're just gonna be burned to death. And man, being tortured by a sub in this thing, you have to fucking DCP the pings, because you can't fucking dodge with cruiser homing against this shit. You can't dodge torps, and you have to DCP the ping. And every time you DCP, you lose 20% of your damage counts. 20% every time you DCP. And it's just gonna be spamming pings on you. And you have 8k ASW. You have 8k ASW. Holy fuck. The amount of subs that are gonna sit outside your ASW and just torture you? Oh shit, that's brutal. Oh fuck, that's brutal. Holy fuck. Man, you can be led around like a dog on a leash with this thing. 6700, that's nice. DCP, honestly, not. It's gonna be like a bit more than. It's gonna be like 45k total, I think. We can calculate it real fast. Yeah. Wait, actually less. 43k, not 45k. I overestimated. Yeah, I don't. I think the them adding manual secondaries really fucking cool. I love it. Something new, something fresh. Even if the ships themselves are basically copy pasted already existing ships, the concept is fresh. The concept is interesting, and I like that they're trying it. But these seem pretty rough to play. I guess the secondaries have to be really fucking nuts. Like the secondaries have to be absolutely fucking nuts. Like you have to have better secondaries than basically a Libertad because you got to remember Libertad is unkillable when it pushes in. It doesn't take any damage. It can't be citadeled. The armor, it's got 51 millimeters of armor. Like Libertad is immune to damage when it pushes in, and it does a fuck ton of secondary damage. This thing dies very easily based on the stats we're seeing here. So in order to justify, also remember Libertad has really good main guns as well. So in order for this thing to fucking work, the damage output has to be way above Schlieffen and Libertad in secondary damage because the hull is so squishy. So it has to absolutely shit out secondary damage in order to justify the hull being this squishy if you want to play it as a secondary car. And I don't know how the fuck you balance that. Because like, the second you get a teammate smoking this thing up, if it has insane DPM, how do you play against it? I mean, like, there's a lot of... It's gonna be hard to balance. Yeah, I don't know. Wargame does something new and cool, default response, how are they going to fuck it up? Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like these things are gonna be very hard to balance. Okay, to be fair, Wargaming balancing lately. I mean, okay. Fucking Libertad, Los Andes, Valparaiso, like all their demented fucking or Ibiosma, like their balancing has been completely absent in their design lately. They have no fucking idea what they're doing. But like, yeah, I don't know how to make this shit work. I don't know how to make this shit work. Like, it has to have absurd DPM to justify this hull. Like you want to push in with 64k HP, 27mm plating. You handle like a battleship. You can't build fire prevention. You have limited DCP. You want to push in. You're not gonna have any AA. You want to push in this thing. You better be pumping out fuck tons of damage because the main guns aren't gonna be doing anything. So the secondaries have to do a lot of carrying here. They have to carry the heavy weight. So that's what they have to crank up to fucking 11. But then you're in a situation where you're fighting this fucking AI gunner thing, this which is just shitting out damage on you, and it's like, I don't know. Good luck, Wargaming. Good luck balancing this. That's all I can say. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. Japanese cruiser Kushiro. Flamu just been to Helsinki, super cozy city. Cheers. Cheers, dude. Yeah, it is a nice city. It's a very small city. If you if you traveled a bit, you know how small it is. But it's a very nice city. It's very clean and like organized. So some big ass secondaries. Wait, how many guns was that? It's like, it looks like a Mogami class. Are these just 203s? Why does it just look like a Mogami? Am I missing something? Oops. Am I missing something? Once again. Where did I click? There I click. Okay. I clicked the wrong button, chat. I meant to click pause. Boom. There we go. Leaked? I mean, I'm not leaking a whole lot. It's my Discord. There's not a whole lot being leaked. It's my Discord. But it's a booking? Okay. A ship which, as in the case of Mogama class, could have been laid down as a light cruiser and only later rearmed, was named after one of Japan's rivers. In battle, Kushiro will be enjoyable for fans of the Japanese heavy cruisers with her good HE shell characteristics and torpedoes. Compared to Zao, she has a stronger set of consumables, including an improved repair party with faster cooldown and better hit point recovery. Additionally, she retains the typical Japanese cruiser consumables of Hydro or Defensive and Spotter Fighter. For the first time for a Japanese heavy cruiser, Kushiro will have access to the exhaust smoke generator. Okay. Fucking rip Zao. Among her downsides are slow turtrovers. Zao has shit turtrovers. A large turning circle. Zao has a shit turning circle. And lower than average torpedo range. Okay, that's not much of a downside, because the torps are questionable. Combined with her large citadel, this means you maneuver carefully to avoid taking heavy damage. Fortunately, her exhaust smoke and strong heal should make this. So how does this not seem like a better Zao? I mean, obviously we're going to be comparing this to fucking Zao. Okay, so where the fuck is our Zao? Okay, we got some modules on it, whatever. 47 point... Wait, that's too much health. 44.9. Okay, 44.9k health. This thing has 50.2. 2500 plating, that is the same as Zao's 2500 plating. Zao is also only third. So it already has, what, 10% more health than Zao. 17.2 km range. That is, I think, better than Zao's. Zao is 16.2 base. I think it's 16.2 base, right? Let me double check that so I'm not talking out of my ass. Zao is 16.2. Yeah, Zao is 16.2. So this thing has significantly better range. 3.3k HE alpha. It's 17.6, 3.3 HE alpha. Zao has, how much is the HE alpha on this thing? 3.4, so 100 less. Velocity is slower than Zao's. Reload is 10.6, which is significantly better than Zao's. Zao's reload is 13.7. Zao has 12 guns, this thing has 10 guns. But I think thanks to the reload, this thing has significantly better. Same turtrovers, dispersion 151, so it's going to be less accurate than Zao's DD dispersion. It's going to be cruiser dispersion with the 2.05 sigma. What DPM do we get on this thing? The AP DPM isn't relevant. What's the HE DPM? No one is going to be shooting AP on this thing anyway. Exhaust, smoke, kiting, fucking cruiser. It's HE. Only the HE thing that's relevant. Only the HE is relevant. $187k HE DPM. So it has 9k more HE DPM than Zao. So better range, better health, better DPM, slower shell velocity, worse accuracy. Standard ASW, 4x4 torps. Interesting. 8 km, huge out. These are really good still. These are really fucking good. Are going to be better firing angles than Zao? I wonder if they're going to be better firing angles than Zao. But more importantly, you're going to be able to use your exhaust smoke to gamer turn and use the torps, which means the torps are going to be much, much more valuable. And this is going to be a much better YOLO ship than Zao is, because you can exhaust smoke, turn, and drop these fucking nukes on the target. Yeah, that's actually going to be really good. The exhaust smoke combined with these, holy shit. You're dropping Shima F3s 8 per side. They're actually going to be really fucking good because of the exhaust smoke. Exhaust smoke fixes so many issues Zao has. Actually crazy. Secondary is irrelevant. AA. Okay, what do I have? AA, 6 flak. Zao has 5.1, so it's the same. DPS, roughly the same. Not really much changes here. Okay, maximum speed 34.5. This is the same as Zhao's. Turning circle 860, Zhao's 840. Rudder 8.5, that's worse than Zhao's 7.7. So handles a bit worse. Handles a bit worse. The important thing is, of course, surface detectability, which is going to be 12.7, which is worse than Zhao's. 12.7. That gives us 10.3. Still great. Still great. Interesting smoke fire concealment, though. 7.6. Zhao is 7.2. They're both quite good at shooting from smoke. Standard DCP. But now comes the... Whoa, that heal looks so good already. Wait, isn't Zhao heal like... 80-second cooldown? Oh my god, holy fuck. This thing gets the 60-second cooldown. Oh yeah, that's crazy. So 28 times 331, 32. That's already better than Zhao's healing, by the way. And you run healing flag. You'll run super with HP perk and superintendent. These values are gonna be far inflated as well. It's gonna be a lot better. But 60-second cooldown on a heal. Zhao has 80. That's such an advantage. That's such an advantage. 25% faster healing. Fucking 10%. It has more health. It has more health, more DPM, more range. Better healing. And then it's going to have the smoke as well. How good is the smoke? 2-minute cooldown. Holy fuck, this smoke is actually so good. Are you kidding me? 30-second duration, 2-minute cooldown. 2-minute cooldown, that's really good. 4 charges base. You're going to run superintendent, so 5 charges. Duration 30 seconds. What could you run in terms of... which slot was it, the smoke? Okay, I probably can't even see it here. Let's... where's my Royal Navy? Where's my Brits? Which slot? It's in... You probably don't want to put it in here. It's really good, 20%, but you probably don't want to give up your dispersion on that thing. You probably don't want to give up your dispersion, but you do want to run the 10% here. Guaranteed you run this, so you get 33 seconds. Captain build wise, you could get another 10% here. So you end up with almost 40 seconds smoke. You end up with almost 40 seconds smoke with a 2-minute cooldown. That's gonna be huge. Combined with the big healing, this looks like a really strong ship. Looks fun though, looks really fun. The amount of playmaking capability you have, especially with a 40-second smoke, you come around a corner, you know there's ship there, you pop your smoke, you pop your hydro, and then by the time their hydro spots you, or even if it's a BB, they don't have a hydro. And then you hydro a battleship and you drop your fucking F3 torpedoes on them. Like, there's a lot of great gameplay options here. And this ship gets smoke, hydro, and spotter aircraft in separate slots. So this means you can smoke and use your spotter to spot for yourself, which is really fucking powerful. God, this thing has so much playmaking capability. It can play solo on a flank with the spotter plane and smoke combo. It can make YOLO plays. It can just play like standard kited Zhao as well, because it's tankier and does more damage. And just has better range. Like, it can play it like that. You can absolutely build for spotter if you want, kind of like the way I have on Zhao right now. Like, you can definitely build for... this. It goes in the first slot, so you can easily run the extra time on it. You can easily run the extra spotting aircraft time. You can also run the hydro time if you want, like why not? So you can run both of these for better hydro, better smoke, or better spotter. Yeah, no, there's a lot of great synergy here. Great synergy. This is just paper-wise, looks like a far better Zhao. We'll see what they've done with the Citadel, but looks really good. Of course, the average idiot is going to sell flat broadside to Torp without using the smoke and blow up. Or they're going to smoke up in radar and blow up. So we'll see how it goes. But this thing looks like one of the first actually good tier 10 IGN cruisers. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if it's legal. Are we allowed to have a... I mean, it cost us what looks like an entire German battlecruiser line, but we might get a good tier 10 IGN cruiser. Oh yeah, they're gonna sell this for $1 trillion. I can tell you that. They're gonna sell this thing for 1 trillion gigabucks, chat. Be ready to double mortgage your house to be able to afford this thing. It's gonna be Research Bureau. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Bro, you think this kind of cash cow is gonna go into the Research Bureau? That is fucking optimistic. That is fucking optimistic, I can tell you that. This is gonna be behind 15 different Matroshka loot boxes. You have to open a loot box in World of Tanks to get a loot box in World of Warships Blitz. And then you have to open that on your phone to get a loot box on World of Warships PC client. And then when you open that, you have a 0.01% chance to get this ship. That's how it's fucking gonna work. You better believe they're gonna be dipping so goddamn deep into your pockets for this one. Cash only? No, that's never gonna work. It's gonna be absurd, isn't it? Okay, let's see now. Are we gonna look at Italian super ship? Oh, what was that? What the fuck is it? Affondatore. I am Offendatore. Oh no. Is it 16 guns? Those are some modern fucking AA guns. I bet it's gonna have like one flag. We're gonna see the most modern AA guns in the world, and then it's gonna have like one flag because wargaming. Yeah, radar guided anti-air with super long fucking barrels. Yeah, the best I can do is 4.6 km range, one flag. Okay. Affondatore, the Italian version of the maximum battleship concept. A ship of unlimited displacement with extremely powerful artillery armament. Okay. Literally sinker. Fair enough. While playing the same way as a tier 10 counterpart, combining large barrel count, powerful AP shells, allowing potential. Unlike the ships of Tech Tree, Affondatore does not carry SAP shells. Okay, well, thank fucking God, but that's also going to make it significantly less powerful because SAP is fucking what makes Colombo so goddamn broken. Okay, she's gonna... Strong armor. Exhaust smoke with a larger radius, longer action and faster cooldown. Okay. Key downsides are mediocre accuracy and relatively short range compared to her tier peers. Okay, I don't know what that means anymore. What is short range anymore? Large size means her handling isn't the best. I don't know what that means either nowadays. Bro, your battleships lately handle better than cruisers. What does this mean? We don't know. Combat instructions. Charged by hits of main battery guns. They enhance her secondary battery rate of fire, penetration, and dispersion, as well as improve the ship speed by 10%. Holy fucking shit, that's a good fucking combat instruction. The combat instruction, however, does not increase your secondary battery range. Oh, no, it doesn't? No, bro. Why doesn't it also heal my ship to full and instantly sink all the ships on my screen? What a shit combat instruction. Therefore, to get the maximum use out of them, you must close to extremely short range. Okay. I don't know what that means either anymore. We don't know what any of these things mean. Well, at the helm of Affondatore, we advise you to engage enemies at medium range, relying on the might of her main battery. Wait for the right moment, when your combat instruction is charged and a vulnerable enemy is nearby. Then close the distance. Okay, this is the most brain-dead fucking guide right here. Go close, use secondaries and smoke. God bless. Okay, so 115,000 health. Very cool. 32 minutes of plating. Relatively short range to... Okay, required closing to ranges. Bro, you have 19.3 km mega range. I think you'll manage. Bad range in 2025. 19.3 km range. So HE AP. 35-second reload of 16 guns. That's kind of fucking terrifying. Because you'll build reload on it as well. So that's kind of scary. That's like 32-second reload. 32-second reload plus AR and shit on 16 guns. That's a lot of fucking smashing. 40-second turret reverse. 1.6 signal. That's the greatest weakness of this ship so far. The first actual weakness we see of this ship is that the Sigma is not great. 1.6 is... well, it's just pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's gonna... well, it's Colombo without leg mod. That's what it is. Combat instruction. Direct control or secondary battery cruise. So every time you hit an enemy with main battery shells, 3.5. So wait, that's a lot of shell hits you need for that. You need like 30 shell hits to activate it. Not quite. 28, 29, something like that. So if, but you can pop it whenever you want. Activation time 45 seconds. That's a fucking long action time. That's a lot of action time. Secondary battery reload time minus 75%. Secondary battery HE shell armor pin 100%. Maximum shell dispersion minus 80%. Bro, what the fuck kind of magical bullshit is this? Like, holy shit, I need my fucking wizard hat when I'm playing this game nowadays. Like, abracadabra, hocus pocus. Secondaries become fucking death machines. Why did it, like, the most demented shit is the guns magically gaining penetration. It makes no fucking sense. Like, the same shells are hitting the same ship, and then I press my fucking hocus pocus skill, and suddenly the shells that were shattering on the armor are now penetrating the armor. It's so stupid. It's just so fucking stupid. It moves us further away from what makes this game a fucking naval battle game and more into the realm of some magical MMORPG. Like, at this point, I might as well press a button and a fucking flying dragon spawns behind me and fucking breathes fire on the enemy ship. It makes just as much sense at this point as the shells randomly penetrating armor they couldn't penetrate earlier. It's so stupid. It's such a dumb mechanic wargame. Fucking stop it. It doesn't make any sense. 10% speed, of course. We need fucking 10% speed. They haven't told us anything about secondaries yet, so here, okay. 11 km SW. 135 millimeters. Range 7.3. So what's the... wait. Don't you reach what? 11.5 with these? No. 11.5. Is it 11.5 full build? 11. That's what I thought. Reload time 6.1. With minus 80% and all this... whoa, what the fuck? Also 1950 alpha? Pen 32. So you pen what, 46? You pen 46. Jesus. What was... wait, what the hello? To get the maximum use out of it, you must close to extremely short range. 11 kilometers. I wish this developer played this game. Honestly, I wish they booted up the game once in their lives and just go like, oh yeah, what do you know? This is how the game played. I forgot it. What? There's like ships as well. I thought it was all about planes and subs. My bad. Extremely close range, basically every DD gun range. But like, this is going to be so much alpha, isn't it? Because that's a lot of fucking guns. Is it really 700,000? 700,000 DPM per side. Holy shit, that's like, that's going to be, no way, can it be that much? But it's going to be more than that. Because the dispersion is going to be like DD dispersion. So this thing is going to be so fucking absurdly overpoweredly broken. It's going to be insane, right? Like completely. This is completely bonkers. Now this is the part where I will smile and go, ha ha ha. Don't worry guys. These numbers might look insane. But Wargaming will nerf it before they release it. I would love to fucking say that, but we have the entire Libertad line, we have the Valparaiso, we have Vyazma, we have evidence upon evidence of the most broken shit we've ever seen. Like the moment we saw their numbers, we thought they were broken. And then when we played them, we thought they were broken. And Wargaming fucking ignored every piece of feedback on the way and shoved it into the game regardless. So at this point, I cannot fucking guarantee that something as broken as this will actually be nerfed. Because they don't fucking seem to care anymore. So, no guarantees at all. No guarantees. Like, a ship might be dog shit or a ship might be broken. No in-betweens. Like, they don't... Like, I think they fired their balancing team or something. I don't think they've had one for the past year or so. It doesn't make any sense. So let's see. AA. Bro, I thought I was joking. What? 14x... Aren't these... Wait. 76.2. Aren't these like modern as fuck? Here, 76.2mm AA Italian. The 76.2mm anti-aircraft gun is a naval cannon designed and manufactured by Otto Melara of Italy. Okay, show more details, please. Holy fuck. Oh, here it is. Otto Melara. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. When is it built? 1964. Holy shit. Shell weight? Like, this thing is so modern and so fucking insane. God damn. Can I get a... widely exported naval fucking gun? There's a super rapido version of it as well. Provide... Okay. HE standard. Range 16 kilometers. 10 km versus air targets. This is the classic fucking wargaming though. This is the classic fucking wargaming. They will model and put the fucking most modern AA in the fucking game, and then they will give it 4.6 km range, because fuck you, and then they will give you 3 flak from 14 of these modern fucking Cold War guns, because fuck you. And for some reason the accuracy is also 75%, because once again, go fuck yourself. At the same time, when they add jet planes on carriers, they go like, oh, you know what? This is actually a very modern plane. So, it has to be moving at Mach 15 across the map and ignoring your AA and striking you instantly and disappearing instantly because it's a jet plane. It's from the Cold War. It makes sense. But then the second they add AA, it doesn't matter how fucking modern the gun is. It doesn't fucking matter how modern the radar guidance is. It doesn't matter what ammunition they actually use. They will give us some fucking dogshit World War I 3 flak with a fucking cross-sight gunner going like, and you have to fight fucking jet planes in these things. Because the developer fucking hates you. They fucking hate surface ships. The idea that a surface ship can shoot down a plane is so anathema to this demented developer that it doesn't matter what fucking thing. They might be, like, if they ever add some fucking surface to emptier missiles, they're gonna make sure those missiles have 2 kilometers of range and they miss fucking 95% of the time. Like, for some reason, historical accuracy and Cold War shit only matters when it comes to subs and CVs. But when it comes to countermeasures against these things, well, you can have 75% accuracy 3 flak at 4.6 km range. Like, this is the fucking prime example of this developer going out of their way to fuck surface ships. Doesn't matter how broken you are against... Like, this ship looks like it will fucking walk into the enemy team and solo the entire enemy team with this fucking funny button. But if one carrier shows up, that one carrier has to be able to completely destroy this fucker. Completely destroy him without him being able to shoot down a single plane. Because that's what Wargaming thinks, this is good balance. Like, the most demented developing fucking attitude I've ever seen. Makes no goddamn sense. Makes no fucking sense. That is so stupid, bro. That's fucking so stupid. Look at this, bro. Demented. Fucking demented. We never to be allowed to defend ourselves. Never to be allowed to defend ourselves against that shit. Makes no fucking sense. Okay, 30 knots. It's pretty slow. Whoa, it actually has a battleship rudder shift. Is this legal? Not as bad as Montana, but or Yamato, but like it's an actual battleship rudder shift. 17.4 conceal. 14.1. So again, Montana-esque. Montana slash Yamato-esque. Montana-esque. Yeah. No, so it actually handles like a battleship. That is surprising. The funny button looks completely obnoxious though. DCP is shit. Standard DCP. Heel looks like a standard heel with 80-second cooldown. Not great. Yeah, looks like pretty standard heal. Pretty standard heal. He'll build the extra healing and shit, probably. Actually, I don't know if you will. You might just build the cooldown thing, and because you want secondary skills. Exhaust smoke. Ooh, that's a good exhaust smoke. What the fuck? 60-second time. 120-second cooldown. That's a really good smoke. That's a really fucking good smoke. That's a really fucking good smoke. Okay. I mean, it looks cracked. Unless you run into carrier, then the carrier can just fucking solo you for free. Like, the only thing you have going for is the mid-range. But you know what's funny about fucking mid-range or short-range AA? By the time they enter that, they start their attack phase. And you know what Wargaming did? When flames were most vulnerable? When they were lining up their attack because they couldn't evade AA. They couldn't evade flak or they couldn't evade AA because they were lining up their strike. So they were most vulnerable. And what does Wargaming do? Ha 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 ha! It made them immune to damage when they're lining up their attack. Fucking why? Because they hate you. They fucking hate your surface ship. That's why they did that. So now when a carrier lines up his attack, when he's supposed to be at his most vulnerable, and the pilot is fucking looking down his scope, he's completely immune to all damage. Because fuck you, that's why. That's what the developer thinks. Fuck you for playing a surface ship. So when this shit kicks in, he goes immune. That's the great part. Also, you know what's extra funny? Your plane crew, your fucking ship crews always have their AA guns unloaded. That's by design. So when a carrier enters your AA field, you always wonder why aren't they already shooting? That's because all your AA guns are unloaded and they have to load them. Despite the fact the fucking carrier has been detected, planes have been detected, your crew refuses to load any AA until they enter your range. Then they start loading their AA guns. So that's also going to delay any fucking utility from this shit as well. Because, once again, fuck you. That's why. When someone asks, what's the reason? Fuck you. That's the reason. We're now ready to show the final looks of the Tier 10 Soviet battleship Sibir and the Tier 10 French cruiser Amiral Lartigue. What the fuck is that? The hull is weird again. It looks like a Kremlin hull? Doesn't it just look like a Kremlin hull with the big schnoz? It looks like Kremlin. The turret's a Kremlin. The hull looks Kremlin. Okay. Was that the brawling Kremlin? Interesting. Oh yeah, they were trying to make a brawling Kremlin. Bro, Wargaming, did you get so much positive feedback about the Hildebrand that you thought this shit was a good idea? Was Hildebrand such a fucking community success that you thought we needed this shit? Well fucking done. Well fucking done. Exactly what we needed, for sure. Exactly what we fucking needed. Disgusting. Fucking repulsive. Honestly, of all these ships, the most interesting one is the IGN Tier 10 cruiser. Something I didn't expect to say. This line seems very questionable. We'll see how it plays. This thing seems kind of broken. The Affondatore. It doesn't have SAP as the main guns, but it looks like an insane AI gunner car. But again, surely they will nerf the funny button before release. Ha 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 ha. We have so much previous evidence of Wargaming listening to us. Yep. Yeah, no. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see.